Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Hopkinton High School turf fields as we are just about ready to get started. Hopkinton Hiller baseball taking on the Norwood Mustangs, and it should be a great TVL large matchup here today. It is a beautiful Monday afternoon. And now you got some big games coming up as the students back in school off of vacation and underway with some big games and a leadoff hit for Norwood. And that is going to be a leadoff single. And we're just getting the lineups sent in to us as we get started here today. Tom Nappy, happy to be with you on the call. Denise Antaki on camera. Temperatures in the mid to high 60s today. Checking out first, runner back safe. Just an absolute beautiful day out there. And over at first base with that single, that was Grenham for Norwood. Leadoff hit for Grenham, and that throw is going to get away. Grenham advances to second. So Mike Grenham aboard in scoring position. At the plate, you have Anthony Canidi. Take you through the Norwood batting lineup in just a moment, as well as the Hiller field. Ethan Sensini on the mound for the Hillers. And this is going to be a stolen base. So he takes third. So now it's a runner on third for Norwood. Well, the Hillers, we'll talk about their pitching situation, but they have used 17 different pitchers this season, and that hit them. So Canidi will head to first base, and a bit of a rough start for Sensini. This runner's on first and third for Norwood. And now coming up to the plate, pretty dangerous hitter. You got Sam Larkey. Sam Larkey, 423 on base percentage, 211 batting average. Takes a strike there. Oh, and 1 the count. Winds and deals that pitch outside. We got Hiller baseball underway. Hiller softball also in action against Norwood. They're about to get started. And they're having their annual American Cancer Society Hope at Bat game today. Throw to second. And they catch the runner stealing, but the runner from third is going to tag and score. And actually, they're going to say the shortstop dropped the ball at second base. So everyone is going to be safe. And just like that, Norwood has a 1-0 lead. Norwood Mustangs 4-3 on the season. The Hillers had a nice 6-game winning streak into the vacation break, but that was snapped this past Wednesday as they lost to North Attleboro. It was a back-and-forth battle in that game. Hillers fell 6-5. As this is hit up the right side and foul. Hopkinton 6-3 on the season. Ethan Sensini so far this season has pitched 5 2/3 of an inning. He's given up 7 runs, but none of them earned. And that includes the run that was just given up. That's an unearned run, as this is a trickler up the left side. Throw to first, they get the out. Runner from second advances to third. So it's a runner on third now with one out. Norwood making some noise here in the early goings of this one. There's a strike. At the plate, this is Dylan Begley, the senior. One and one the count. So you got Ethan Sensini on the hill for the Hillers. Calvin Mahan is the catcher. Get you the rest of the lineup in just a moment, as this is up the middle. Throw to first. They get the out. Runner will remain at third. 2 outs. So as for the rest of the Hiller lineup, over at first base, Michael Sullivan, as this is going to be hit up the left side, and a nice dive by the third baseman, but it drops for a hit, and the run is in. So a job well done there by Sheehan, and we'll now get our next hitter at the plate. This is Roach. Right back up the middle goes Roach, Kevin Roach, and the throw to first. They get the out, but not before. Norwood plates a pair. But let's continue taking you through that Hiller defense as we get the lineups in a little late. So over at first base, you got Michael Sullivan. At second base was Connor Moore. Shortstop is Travis Rich. Third base, Gabe Cafazzo. Left to right was Noah Kramus, Matt Pedroli, and Ryan Lang over in right field. The DH today for the Hillers is Trevor Hodney. And we will get you the Hiller batting order and the Norwood defense next inning. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com. Bottom of the first inning, Hillers looking to rally as they find themselves down 2-0. Let's get you that Hiller lineup. Matt Pedroli, center fielder, leading things off. Hitting second, Noah Kramus, the left fielder. Hitting third is Trevor Hodney, the DH. Hitting cleanup, first baseman Michael Sullivan, wind up and the pitch. And I believe that is a ball. Your catcher, Calvin Mahan, is hitting fifth. Hitting sixth is Travis Rich, the shortstop. Hitting seventh is Connor Moore, the second baseman, as this is sent up the right side foul. Hitting eighth is the right fielder Ryan Lang, and rounding out the batting order is Gabe Cafazzo, the third baseman. On the mound for Norwood, this is Luke Walsh, a sophomore. That's fouled away. So Luke Walsh, the pitcher for Norwood. The catcher is Brody Johnson. At first base, you got Ryan Grenham. And there's a strikeout. At second base, Anthony Canetti. Shortstop is Sam Larkey. Third baseman, Caden Sheehan. And from left to right, you got Rocco Sheehan in left, Mike Grenham in center, and Dylan Begley, the right fielder for Norwood. And today's DH, Kevin Roach. Bases clear for the Hillers, one out. Kramus at the plate. And he puts this one in the air, over towards right center. That'll drop in for a base hit. He's going to keep on going, heads to second base, and he's aboard with a stand-up double. So how about that piece of hitting from Kramus? And did they... All right, they called timeout. Heard the umpire say, oh, we're a little far away. Got concerned there. So a double for Kramus, and I'll tell you, Kramus having a great season. .429 batting average coming into today's game. .519 on base percentage. At the plate now, you got Hodney. Trevor Hodney, the freshman. Set to deliver. And this one's hit high in the air, right side. Foul territory, out of play. So Matt Pedroli started things off with a strikeout, and then Kramus with a nice double. And we'll get you the stats so far on Walsh. Checking that second, runner slides back. We're in the bottom of the first here. A little bit of a late start, some bus delays. These games were supposed to start at 5, ended up starting at about 5:15 or so. But no problem. It's very pleasant being out here today. Beautiful weather. Wind up and the pitch. A little outside. So this is actually, Luke Walsh has thrown 7 innings so far this season for Norwood. A 1.00 ERA. Norwood has used 9 different pitchers this season, so they have a relatively sizable rotation. Certainly not like the Hillers situation. Hillers have used 17 pitchers this season. And it's a walk there, so 2 on for the Hillers. They are in business. And now you got Michael Sullivan coming to the plate. Michael Sullivan, a .321 batting average coming into the game today. .394 on base percentage. Wind up and the pitch. And he gets a piece of this one up the left side. Glove by the third baseman, steps on third for one. Throw to first, and how about that? A 5-3 double play to wrap up the inning. And you got to give big credit to Sheehan for Norwood there, as he as the third baseman able to make a nice play. Kaden Sheehan stepping on that third base bag and the throw over. And just like that, we're heading to the top of the second. It's a 2-0 Norwood lead on HCAM.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
All right, well, welcome back. We are ready for the top of the second. We mentioned that the Hillers love to use a large amount of pitchers. They like to change it up every inning sometimes and go committee style. And now in there you got Micah Guay. Guay has thrown 6 innings so far this season. He's given up 4 earned runs, a 4.68 ERA as he gets ready to face Ryan Grenham, the senior. In that first inning, you had Sensony. Sensony has worked 5 2/3 of an inning, and despite giving up 2 runs, I don't believe any of those runs went down as earned runs. So I believe his ERA will stay a perfect 0. But a couple of errors in that first inning cost the Hillers. A pitch in there for a strike. 2-1. Yeah, and 2-2 now as that's fouled away. There's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to the committee style, but the one big advantage is, especially when you have a busy week like the Hillers do this week, you got pretty much everybody fresh enough to come in any game, in any situation. A swing and a miss there, and that is out number 1. Hiller softball also in action against Norwood, and they are already making some noise with the bats. And we like to welcome Colby Crum to the HCAM crew. He made his debut during the track and field meet not too long ago. As this is up the left side, throw to first, they get the out. A nice play there. Oh no, they didn't get the out. The throw got away, it looked like. So got away. Must have fell out of his glove. And now Johnson is safely aboard over at second. So Brody Johnson reaches on the error and then advances on an error. And that's certainly something the Hillers will look to clean up. Set to deliver. Hit high in the air, left side. Foul territory out of reach. This is Rocco Sheehan, the sophomore at the plate. We'll take you through that Norwood batting order. 0-1 count. So it's Mike Grenham, the center fielder, who led things off. Anthony Canetti, the second baseman, hitting second. Sam Larkey hitting third and playing shortstop. And then hitting cleanup, you got Dylan Begley, the right fielder, hitting fifth. Caden Sheehan, the third baseman. Hitting sixth is Kevin Roach, the DH. Hitting seventh, Ryan Grenham, first baseman. Hitting eighth, Brody Johnson, the catcher. Hitting ninth is Rocco Sheehan, the left fielder. And Rocco Sheehan at the plate now. 1-2 is the count. Wind up and the pitch. And did he call that a strike? I believe he did. Got away from the catcher, so a pass ball there, and the runner on second, Johnson, advances. And it looks like we're going to get a pinch runner here. So pinch runner coming into the game. And that pinch runner is Jaden Bautista. And Johnson is the catcher, so certainly a good idea to bring a courtesy runner in there. Brody Johnson, the catcher. And a little meeting of the minds on the mound. Good battle going on here between Rocco Sheehan and Guay. And Sheehan puts this one in the air, left side foul out of play. The Hillers do have warm-up action as well. So we'll likely see another pitcher next inning. And it looks like it's going to be a full-out committee today for the Hillers. One out, runner on third. And this is hit high in the air towards center field. Backtracking and unable to make the catch is the shortstop, and a run's going to score. Well, it was a pretty good effort to try to backtrack and make that catch, but out of the reach of Rich. And Norwood on the board once again, as Travis Rich could not corral that one in. So Sheehan is aboard with the RBI single. And it's top of the order time. Grenham at the plate. And this is going to be hit up the middle. That'll get through. And the throw to third. And it's going to be stopped by the third baseman. Throws over to second, and he'll be safe. So now it's runners on second and third for Norwood. A good piece of hitting there by the leadoff hitter, Grenham. And now you got Kennedy coming to the plate. Anthony Kennedy, a senior. Hiller softball making all kinds of noise. But we got Colby Crum on the call for that. We'd like to welcome him to the HCAM crew, making his softball debut today. And he's going to be helping us out throughout the rest of the season. He'll be back for the baseball, softball games on Wednesday. And we'll also have someone else joining in on the fun. And that's going to be Dylan Hatherley. More on that in a moment as this is hit up the right side, picked up by the second baseman. They get the out, but a job well done. A run is in, a sacrifice RBI ground out there by Kennedy. And it's now a 4-0 Norwood lead. So funny enough, in the softball game, Hillers are up 4-0. In this game, Norwood's up 4-0. And you got Larkey at the plate now. Sam Larkey. Runner on third, 2 outs in the inning. Pretty dangerous hitter to have up here for Norwood. And Mustangs certainly want to try to get that run in. Larkey at 211 batting average on the season, 423 on base percentage. Wind up and the pitch. And he puts this one on the ground, up the middle. That'll get through. Another run is in. And RBI single will score Grenham. And things not going too well so far for the Hillers. Hillers softball adding a couple of runs. They're up 6-0 now. Colby's got the good game today. But hopefully the Hillers could turn their luck around and get those bats going here. Line up and the pitch. A swing and a miss. Throw to second. And it's not in time. A stolen base there for Larkey. So Sam Larkey doing some damage on the base pass. He's 1 for 2. Already has an RBI today with that last hit. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. One and one the count. So we'll have Dylan Hatherley joining us for the games on Wednesday and potentially Friday as well. He'll be joining Colby and calling a huge game for Hiller baseball as they take on Holliston. It'll be over at the softball game. But a very busy week for these teams. 3 games at home for baseball and softball. Norwood today, Holliston Wednesday, Medway on Friday. And we're certainly excited to have Colby and Dylan helping us out with a whole lot of Hiller action throughout this spring. Set for the 1-2 pitch. Inside. Oh, got the corner, says the umpire. A nice, nasty pitch there. 4-strike 3. And the Hillers get out of the inning, but not before. Another few runs for Norwood. They end up plating 3 runs in the top of the second. It's 5-0 Norwood as we head to the bottom of the second on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
Bottom of the second inning. Hiller's hoping to get something going with the bats. And it looks like Calvin Mahan will get a badge of honor and a nice pass to first base as he is hit with the pitch. And we're going to get a courtesy runner. We'll have our camera person try to get us a number. I think it's number 5. That's Hodney. No, Hodney's in the lineup, so can't be him. All right, so Denise is saying 3. So that is Andrew Bauschman out there. That is indeed number 3. At the plate, you got Travis Rich, 263 batting average on the season, 391 on base percentage. As he puts this one in the air, it's caught in right field for the out, one away. And now coming up to the plate, you'll have Connor Moore. So here's Connor Moore, set to face Norwood's Luke Walsh, and he hits this one to the right side, and it's caught by a sliding first baseman. And that is a nice catch by Mike Grenham. That is the second out of the inning. That was really just a great effort by the first baseman there. And that's Ryan Grenham, excuse me. Runner from first takes off, and a stolen base. So Bauschman, the courtesy runner for Mahan, over at second now. Ryan Lang at the plate. He's going to try to bunt. Up the left side, throw to first. They get the out, no problem. 1-3, 4 out, number 3. We are moving along to the top of the third on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumaine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Welcome back into the Hopkinton High School turf fields. We are ready for the top of the third. Tom Nappy, happy to be on the call with you here today as we get started in this third inning. Norwood leading 5-0. Got Sheehan at the plate for the Mustangs. And this is Caden Sheehan. That pitch outside. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit up the right side. That is going to land in right field. Leadoff single for Caden Sheehan. That's certainly a nice way to get the inning started for Norwood, and that is going to bring up Kevin Roach. You got the third pitcher of the game out there for the Hillers as well this inning. Once again, going by that committee style. Time called at the plate. It's Thomas McCarthy, the senior. McCarthy has thrown 5 innings so far this season. Perfect ERA, 0.00. Roach looking to do some damage here. And that one got away from Mahan. Runner from first advances. So now Sheehan over at second. No outs in the inning. Wind up and the pitch. Outside. Set to deliver. Outside, gets away from Mahan. And there goes Sheehan to third. That pitch down low, nearly got away from Mahan. Well, it's going to be interesting. This is going to be a very interesting week for the Hillers. And I think you're really going to get to see if that pitcher by committee style works with such a busy schedule. You know, one of the problems that could exist with that approach is it doesn't allow for the pitchers to get in too much of a rhythm. There's a strike there. Now, sometimes you'll get the committee style where they go 2 innings per pitcher and have slightly less pitchers, but as this is going to be bobbled by the shortstop, everyone's safe. Runner at third stays put, but that allows Grenham to reach. So now it's Grenham at first, Sheehan at third. And now coming up to the plate, you have the catcher. This is Ben Johnson, Brody Johnson, excuse me. Gets a piece of this one, slow roller. Picked up by the pitcher, throw to first, they get the out. Runner at third thought about it. Was halfway down the base pass, but retreats. 2 outs in the inning now. Coming back up to the plate, the left fielder for Norwood. This is Rocco Sheehan. He'll take a strike there. Set to deal. There's a strike. Nice pitch there. Yeah, you know, some pitchers, they'll have a rough first inning, but then as the game progresses, they'll really get into a nice rhythm and be very effective even in the second, third, fourth innings. But with the Hillers going with such a committee, you don't get to see that all that often. Now, there are times that the Hillers go with more of a traditional style. I guess it's depends who they have out there. As this is hit in the air and caught, and that'll be the third out of the inning. But it remains a debate. What's better, the traditional style pitching or the committee? And I think this is going to be a big week where you're going to find a lot out about this Hiller pitching staff and this Hiller team with such a busy schedule. It should be very interesting. Well, speaking of very interesting, we are heading to the bottom of the third. You are tuned in to Hiller Baseball on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
Bottom of the third inning. Hiller's looking to get those bats going. And the first pitch was a swing and a miss. A strike to Gabe Cafazzo. Walsh back out there for Norwood. Line up and the pitch outside. 1-1 the count. Fouled away. We got a Hiller softball update. Hiller softball making some noise with the bats. They're leading 7-0 in the third inning. And they're just having an incredible season. Got a great win last week against Uxbridge. And that pitch a little high, 2-2. Gabe Cafazzo at the plate will be top of the order next for the Hillers. And Cafazzo drives this one into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. And how about a leadoff single to get things started for the Hillers? So now, runner on first, and you got Matt Pedroli at the plate. The runner from first taking off. A stolen base there for Cafazzo. Cafazzo safely aboard at second base. And you know the Hillers, they're not afraid to take off. They will steal any chance they get. Yeah, significant lead for Cafazzo at second base now. There's a strike. No and one count on Pedroli. They will steal any chance they get. That's fouled into the backstop. 0-2. Significant lead for Cafazzo at second base now. Two up after Pedroli. You got Noah Kramus, who had a nice hit earlier. Long look at second, and he delivers a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. And actually, you got a little piece of that one. Strike anyhow. Checking at second, and runner slides back, no throw. Yeah, making that throw over to second base, always a bit of a risk. But I think he knows he has to keep these Hiller runners at bay. And Pajoli, a swing and a miss there, strikes out. That'll bring up Noah Kramus. And he gets a piece of this one up the middle. By the pitcher it goes. Throw from the shortstop. And he gets the out over at first base. A 6-3 out there for out number 2. And now coming up for the Hillers, Trevor Hodney, the DH. Gabe Cafazzo still over at third base, hoping to get a chance to come around and give the Hillers their first run of the day. Wind up and the pitch. And a little bit low there. Set to deliver. Just outside. One and one the count. And Walsh delivers that one slightly outside. 2-1. Gonna make that 3-1, excuse me. He winds, he deals. And that is going to be ball 4. He'll get the free pass. And the Hillers might have something brewing with 2 outs. Got Michael Sullivan coming to the plate now. This is certainly who you want up there in this situation. A .320 batting average coming into today's game. .379 on base percentage. 7 RBIs on the season. And he has a whole lot of power in that swing. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss, or he might have got a piece of it, but 1-2 anyhow. He winds, he deals, and this is hit in the air, foul towards the parking lot. And hopefully that didn't do any damage to one of those cars down there. That ball was hit very hard by Sullivan. Wind up and the pitch. That's fouled into the backstop. Count remains 1-2. Runners on first and third for the Hillers. 2 outs. Walsh delivers. This is right up the middle, past the diving shortstop. Into center field it goes. 1 run is in. And the lead runner sliding to third. Throw gets away. He'll stay put. But Gabe Cafazzo in to score. Hodney to third. And Sullivan ends up advancing on the throw to second. So the Hillers are on the scoreboard, and they are in business. A big, well-needed hit there for Sullivan. And now you got Calvin Mahan to the plate. A little little mound discussion. Well, Sullivan has thrown, or excuse me, Luke Walsh has thrown 39 pitches so far for Norwood. So runners on second and third, 2 outs. Calvin Mahan looking to get something going here. That pitch outside. Mahan was hit by a pitch his last time up. Line up and the pitch. Hit high in the air, right side, foul out of play. One and one the count. Leg lift and the pitch. Nice breaking pitch. Grabs the outer corner. 1 and 2. Well, you might hear some music every so often. That's coming from the Hiller softball game as they have their annual American Cancer Society fundraiser game going on to raise money in the fight against cancer. And certainly a great effort that the Hillers do every year, raising money and awareness in the fight against cancer. Line up and the pitch. There's strike 3. Got him looking, and that'll wrap up the inning. We are heading to the top of the 4th, a 5-1 Norwood lead on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Beaumaine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Beaumaine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. Ready to continue on into the top of the 4th. 4th pitcher of the game for the Hillers. Noah Kramus on the hill. And he is set to face Grenham. Mike Grenham at the plate. He is the leadoff hitter for Norwood. Top of the order to get things started in this 4th. Grenham having a good day. Mike Grenham, he's 2 for 2 at the plate. Also has scored a couple runs. I don't know, Kramus has had some good contributions on the hill for the Hillers. More on that in a moment. That pitch in there for a strike, grabs the outer corner. Kramus has thrown 7 1/3 of an inning so far for the Hillers. Has given up 5 runs, but only one of them earned, and has a 0.95 ERA. As this is driven in the air, that'll drop down into right center. And leadoff base hit there by the leadoff man to get things started in the top of the 4th. So Grenham aboard, and now Anthony Canetti, the second baseman, coming to the plate. And he's going to bunt. Slow roller up the middle, picked up by Sullivan. Throw to first, gets the out. A 1-3 out, 1 away. And that is going to bring up Sam Larkey. Right up in the pitch to Larkey. A nice breaking pitch. Grabs the inner corner. Sam Larkey, the shortstop, 1 for 2 so far on the day with an RBI. Due up after him is the cleanup man, Bregley. And this is going to be hit in the air. That's going to drop into right field. Here comes a run to score for Norwood, and he slides into second, and he is aboard with a double. An RBI double for Larkey, and Norwood leads it 6-1. A good piece of hitting there. Found a nice space to drop down in right field. Checking at second, runner side's back safe. So Dylan Begley, the senior, at the plate, looking to keep this rally going. We have a softball update in a moment, as that pitch is a ball. Hiller softball leading big over Norwood, 10-1. We also have that game live for you here on HCAM. We got Colby Crum on the call, doing a great job making his debut, and he has certainly gotten a call. Some great Hiller action. It looks like we just had a Hiller homer in that game. Looks like Tenley Wind just went yard for Hiller softball. That came to the right of us, and they increased their lead in the 3rd inning. 2-0 the count here on Begley. Slight lead off of second base by Larkey. Strike there, 2-1. And he will put this one up the right side, picked up by the second baseman, gets the out. 4-3 for out number 2. Runner at second, Larkey advances to third. So due up next. They're coming at the plate now, rather. as that's fouled away. It looks like you got Sheehan for Norwood. That's Caden Sheehan, the senior. Caden Sheehan so far on the day is 2 for 2 with an RBI. He's having a nice day at the plate. Line up and the pitch. Outside. 1-1 the count. Set to deliver. Swing and a miss. Caden Sheehan hitting a .300 on the season coming into this game with a .417 on base percentage. 3 RBIs, 4 runs to his credit, and he'll strike out here. Well, some good pitching down the stretch by Kramus to hold off on Norwood causing any more damage. Got into a bit of a jam, but able to get out of it after giving up just 1 run. And after 3.5 innings of play, it's Norwood 6, Hopkinton 1. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. Bottom of the 4th inning, and a swing and a miss to get things started by Travis Rich. Line up and the pitch to Rich, down low. And Travis Rich, the shortstop for the Hillers, 0 for 1 so far today. It's the 5, 6, and 7 hitters this inning, or excuse me, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up this inning. And a nice breaking pitch grabs the outer corner. Well, it's been a nice, well-pitched game so far by Walsh. As the throw over, they got him. 5-3, 4 out number 1. And nicely done there by the Norwood third baseman. That'll bring up Connor Moore for the Hillers. The freshman second baseman, 0 for 1 so far on the day. Let's see, the umpires, they're going to talk about something here. I wonder if they're talking about if the throw pulled the first baseman off the bag. Caden Sheehan make the throw over, and all right, they confirmed it wasn't out. So they were indeed just confirming that the first baseman was not pulled off the bag. So one away in the inning. And this is going to be hit up the right side. Picked up by the first baseman, no problem. 3 unassisted ground out for Moore. 2 away. Ryan Lang at the plate, the right fielder. Swing, and it looks like you got a piece of that one, fouled away, 0-1. Well, Hiller softball continuing to make noise with the bats. They now have a monstrous lead over Norwood, up 15-1. Line up and the pitch. There's a strike. It's a home run derby going on over there at the softball diamond. Set to deliver. That pitch outside. One and two the count on Lang. Ooh, that pitch a little bit wild there. Bit outside, a breaking pitch that didn't break. 2-2. Swing and a miss. And there is strike number 3 for out number 3. And Norwood, they are having a nice day on the mound. Out of Sheehan, he is working very effectively against this Hiller lineup. We will move along to the top of the 5th on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. So Luke Walsh sailed through that last inning, and he is the first and only pitcher for Norwood. As for the Hillers, we now have the 5th pitcher of the game, as they are going with that pitcher by committee style. It's Gabe Cafazzo out there on the hill. Up to the plate is Roach. First pitch a strike. And that's fouled away. Kevin Roach so far on the day 0 for 2. 1-2 count here. Wind up and the pitch from Cafazzo up high. Well, so far on the season, Gabe Cafazzo has pitched 4 1/3 of an inning coming into this game. Has given up 3 runs, one of them earned, a 1.61 ERA. That one's fouled away. And that is a foul ball. Little bloop there along the line. 2-2. Set to deal. Roach gets a piece of this one. Foul along the left side. Roach, Grinham, and Johnson do up this inning for Norwood. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled into the backstop. He winds, he deals, and that is foul. Or is he gonna? Yep, foul ball. Battle continues. There's strike 3. You got him. Oh, nice easy out there, and certainly what the Hillers are looking for. Coming up to the plate, you got Ryan Grenham. And the senior takes a strike. Line up and the pitch, and this is hit high in the air, left side, or right side rather, and it's caught by the pitcher. Nicely done by Gabe Cavazzo to get there and make the catch. 2 away. Stepping to the plate now, Brody Johnson. Brody Johnson, a sophomore. Catcher today for Norwood. 0 for 2 at the plate so far. Did score a run. Takes that one outside. Set to deliver, leg lift and the pitch. This is driven in the air, and that'll drop down into left field. A base hit with 2 outs for Brody Johnson. And now stepping to the plate, Rocco Sheehan. 0 for 2 so far, did score a run. Oh, no warm-up action for the Hillers. Either they already have someone warmed up. Looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner for Norwood. Or perhaps we'll see Gabe Cavazzo next inning as well. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Set the deal. That pitch down low, 1-1. Wind Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit high in the air, right side, and foul out of reach. Went off the netting along that right side. 1-2. Fazio working from the stretch. And he got him. And that will wrap up the inning. So a nicely pitched inning there by Gabe Cafazzo. And we are moving along to the bottom of the fifth. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by WPC Pest Control. Don't tolerate, eliminate your pest problem. Find them online at nobugsnopests.com. Bottom of the fifth inning. Hillers hoping to get the bats going. They find themselves down 6-1. Luke Walsh hoping to continue his success out there on the mound for Norwood. Gabe Cafazzo at the plate. Takes a ball to start things off. 1-0. Gabe Cafazzo hitting a .250 coming into this game as that's fouled away. .250 with a .346 on base percentage. 7 RBIs, 4 runs. It's the 9-1 and 2 hitters due up this inning for the Hillers. Gabe Cafazzo, Matt Pedroli, and Noah Kramus. Two and one the count. Set to deliver. And that's fouled into the backstop, 2-2. Leg lift and the pitch. Outside. Full count now. He winds, he deals, and that's sliced foul. The battle continues. Well, Luke Walsh up to his 60th pitch. And he's certainly been efficient so far in this game. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit high in the air, right side, and caught for the out, 1 away. So Cafazzo flies out. That'll bring up Matt Pajoli, who's 0 for 2 so far today. Matt Pajoli hitting a .586 coming into today's game. Team leader in batting average-wise. .639 on base percentage, 10 RBIs, 12 runs to his credit so far this season. Takes that one outside, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. 2-0 the count. There's a strike, 2-1. Fastball grabbing the inner corner. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. Breaking pitch there. 2-2. And this is hit in the air, right side, and it is going to drop for a base hit. Around first he goes, heading to second. He's going to head to third. The throw is not going to be in time, and it's a triple for Matt Pajoli. Matt Pajoli absolutely tattooed that ball, maybe to the deepest part of this ballpark, all the way to that right corner. And he's able to leg out a triple. And now you got Noah Kramus coming to the plate. And the Hillers looking to do some damage here. It's the third triple of the season for Pajoli. Kramus fouls that one away. Set to deal. Outside, 1-1. Due up next, Trevor Hodney. That pitch outside, 2-1. So runner on third, one out for the Hillers as they look to strike for some runs here in the bottom of the fifth. And that's fouled away. Well, looks like Hiller softball into the fifth inning. Swing and a miss and a big strikeout. Hiller softball now leading Norwood 16-1. Big strikeout for Luke Walsh. Now Trevor Hodney at the plate with 2 outs. And he hits this one in the air, right side, foul territory. It'll drop, but no harm done. It'll just go down as a strike. It's a good effort by the first baseman. Had to deal with that fence in his way. Nearly was able to make that catch. Matt Pajoli eagerly awaiting at third base, hoping that Hodney could get the job done. Hodney hitting a .259 coming into today's game. Hits this one foul. 0-2. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away into the backstop. Oh, did that get through? It got away from the catcher. So I guess it was a strikeout. Got away from the catcher, and the run comes around to score. So Matt Pajoli around on the pass ball. It was dropped by the catcher. So the Hillers get a big break there. And now coming to the play, Michael Sullivan. And the throw to second. They got him. Caught stealing was Hodney. So the Hillers get a run, but that's all they'll get here in the fifth. A 6-2 game as we head to the top of the sixth on HCAM.
This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school.
Top of the sixth inning. Sixth pitcher of the game for the Hillers. Michael Sullivan out there on the hill. As he'll face Grenham. It's the top of the order for Norwood. Grenham, Kennedy, and Larkey due up. Strike there, 1-1. Well, Hillers softball getting a big win, Mercy style win. They take it in 5 innings, 16-1. So the Hillers softball team just continuing to really hit the ball and score lots of runs. They're a fun team to watch. And I'll have the fortunes to watch their game on Wednesday and have the call for that one as they take on Holliston. That pitch outside. Hiller baseball with a big one against Holliston. Full count now on Grenham. Big pitch here. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that'll bring up Anthony Kennedy. Kennedy on the day. 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 0-1. Sullivan winds and deals. Swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Wind up and the pitch. A ball there, 1-2. And a foul tip there to stay alive. Count remains 1-2. Leg lift and the pitch. There's strike three, 2 away. 2 straight strikeouts for Sullivan. The Hillers do a further warm-up action. Perhaps we'll see yet another pitcher for the 7th. Wind up and the pitch. And this is up the middle. Glove by the second baseman. Throw to first. No problem. 4-3, 4 out, number 3. We are heading to the bottom of the 6th. Norwood leading 6-2 on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Maine Pizza Bar and Grill. For over 25 years, Maine has been serving great quality food for the whole family, featuring hand-tossed pizzas, paninis, pasta dishes, and a variety of unique appetizers. Enjoy a casual dining room or relax at a comfortable bar with signature cocktails, fine wines, and 16 beers on tap. Maine Pizza Bar and Grill. Great food, great drinks, and something for everyone.
Bottom of the 6th inning. Michael Sullivan at the plate. Hillers looking to get some runs here, trailing 6-2. This is hit high in the air, right side, and caught by the first baseman in foul territory. Granham able to make the catch. 1 away. And that is going to bring up Calvin Mahan, the catcher. And he'll be followed up by Travis Rich. Well, still out there on the hill for Norwood is Luke Walsh. He's had a really good day on the mound, and he's going to try to see if he can maybe earn the complete game today, or at least get him to the 7th. But keep this Hiller lineup at bay like he has. Certainly impressive. Luke Walsh, a sophomore for Norwood. Set to deliver, and this is hit in the air foul. You know, Luke Walsh, pitching-wise, has thrown only 7 innings on the season, but 6 more today. It's almost doubled his efforts so far on the season today. That pitch fouled away by Mahan. 1-2. Set to deliver, and this is hit high in the air, right side, and caught by Begley for the out. And there is out number 2. Now you got Travis Rich coming to the plate. Yeah, that's fouled away. And we do indeed have a pinch hitter. It's Andrew Bauschman at the plate. So Andrew Bauschman hitting in the spot held by Travis Rich, the 6th spot. Or excuse me, the 5th spot in the lineup. Nope, it is indeed the 6th spot. 1-1 the count. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Hit in on the ground, picked up by the second baseman, throw to first, not a problem. And we move along to the 7th. Norwood leading 6-2 on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
Top of the 7th inning. As we are set to start a new inning and a new pitcher for the Hillers. As this is driven in the air, that'll drop down into left field, take a long roll all the way to the fence, throw in, cut off. And it's a double for Begley to get things started for Norwood here in the top of the 7th. Dylan Begley, the senior, with his first hit of the day. And we're going to get a courtesy runner out there for Begley. And that is going to be Ben Nice-Misto. Ben Nick-Misto out there, the sophomore pinch running. And now you got Caden Sheehan at the plate. Well, Norwood looking to add a little security here. Wind up and the pitch. Bit outside. 1-0 the count. You'll do up after Caden Sheehan. You'll have the dangerous Kevin Roach. On the mound for the Hillers, by the way, is the freshman Connor Moore. It's easy to forget that there's a new pitcher every inning sometimes. Connor Moore, the 7th pitcher of the game for the Hillers. A true committee today. This is up the middle, takes a couple hops, picked up by the shortstop, throw to first. And did they get him? Yes, they did. A nice play there. Nicely done by the shortstop to get that throw over, and that was number 23 at shortstop for the Hillers, Travis Rich. The runner on base did advance to third, so now it's a runner on third, 1 out, and we'll get some strategy talk here, and looks like we might actually get a new pitcher as well. So new pitcher coming in for the Hillers. We'll get their 8th pitcher of the game. And he'll see if he can get out of the inning. And we'll step aside as he gets ready to go. With the score, Norwood 6, Hillers 2. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Western Nurseries. Since 1923, Western Nurseries has been rooted in a passion for plants and community. The family business has grown from its beginnings in Weston to become a trusted name across Massachusetts. Western Nurseries offers one of the area's best selections of hardy landscape-sized plants, quality gardening and hardscape products, and expert advice you can trust. With locations throughout the region and over a century of experience, Western Nursery continues to help communities grow beautifully.
Continuing on in the 7th inning, new pitcher for the Hillers. Saketh Gundam-Patty, the junior out there. 8th pitcher of the game, trying to get through this 7th. That's sent foul up the left side. At the plate is Roach, Kevin Roach. And that nearly got away. Good stop behind the plate by Mahan. 1-1. Gundam-Patty set to deliver. And this is going to be hit up the left side. Picked up by the third baseman. Throw to first. Not a problem. 5-3. 4 out, number 2. Runner from second advances to third. Or actually, he was at third. Just stayed put. So 2 outs. Runner on third. Now, coming up to the plate, you got Ryan Grenham. Ryan Grenham 0 for 3 so far today. Takes that pitch there for a ball, 1-0. Well, Norwood would like to get that run across, add a little insurance. Up the middle and picked up by the shortstop. Throw to first, and he got him. What a play there by Travis Rich. Throwing off the back foot, able to get the out. And that saves an insurance run for Norwood. It is 6-2 as we head to the bottom of the 7th on HCAM.
HCAM programming is supported by viewers like you and by Phipps Insurance Agency, a family-owned and operated independent agency located in Hopkinton. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance has provided competitively priced, time-tested coverage tailored to individuals' needs. Specializing in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance, they are deeply rooted in the communities they serve. Whether you're new to the area or a lifelong resident, you'll benefit from the trusted advice of their professional service advisors.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Hillers down to their final 3 outs. We got a pinch hitter coming up to the plate for the Hillers. This is Cuba Riley, the sophomore, at the plate, and takes a strike, swing and a miss. He's hitting in the spot of Connor Moore. Luke Walsh looking to pitch the complete game for Norwood. He finds his Mustangs up currently 6-2. 1-1 count now on Riley. Cuba Riley has only had 3 at-bats on the season. 1 for 3 at the plate. And there's a strike, 1-2. But Cuba Riley has had, he does have 2 RBIs and 4 runs. Swing and a miss. Out number 1. Ryan Lang due up next. And he will indeed step to the plate. It's Ryan Lang, Gabe Cafazzo, 7, 8, and 9 hitters this inning. Wind up and the pitch. Hit in the air, right side, and caught for out number 2. Talk about an efficient out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now Luke Walsh, he's thrown 90 pitches so far, which is very efficient to be in the 7th with only 90 pitches. Gabe Cafazzo stepping in the right-handed batter's box. Leg lift and the pitch. Up high, 1-0. Well, Norwood looking for the big win here. 1 out away from improving to 5-3. Hillers would fall to 6-4. There's a strike. We got a loaded week of Hiller sports on HCAM. Tomorrow we got Hiller girls lacrosse for a big matchup. And we'll give you the full schedule in just a moment. 2-1 the count. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 2-2. So tomorrow it is girls lacrosse against Holliston as this is hit on the ground. Second baseman coming to a dive, throw to first. Did he get him? He did not. So Cafazzo reaches, runner on for the Hillers. 2 outs, runner on first. The Hillers looking for some late magic. Top of the order now, Matt Pajoli to the plate. Takes that one high. So as I was mentioning, Hiller Girls Lacrosse takes on Holliston, 5 p.m. game time tomorrow. Then on Wednesday, baseball and softball battling Holliston, 5 p.m. game time. Boys volleyball takes on Norwood on Wednesday, 5 p.m. game time. We'll have all those live for you. Then on Thursday, boys lacrosse under the lights against Medfield, 6:30 game time. We'll have that game live for you. And then baseball and softball back here at the Turf on Friday against Medway, 5 p.m. game times. I should say they're scheduled for 5. You never know if there'll be a bus delay or something like that, but we're planning them for 5 p.m. 2-1 the count on Pajoli. Yeah, that pitch just a bit outside, 3-1. Well, the Hillers have done some crazy things with 2 outs, especially last season. So you never know. Outside, walk drawn. 2 on, 2 outs. Here comes Noah Kramus. Noah Kramus 1 for 3 today. There's a strike, grabs the inner corner. I don't see anyone getting loose for Norwood, so I think this is Luke Walsh's game to try to get through. He's up to 101 pitches so far. Ooh, that grabs the inner corner. A nasty pitch there for strike 2. I'll tell you, Luke Walsh, he has some good stuff on the hill. I think he's going to be a guy that Norwood really relies on going forward this season. That pitch a little too inside. He likes to hit that inner corner of the plate, that inner part of the plate. He's caught a lot of these Hiller hitters off guard, at least today. Here's the 1-2. Breaking pitch, little high, 2-2. Let's see if he goes fastball here. Time called. The 2-2. On the ground, right side, gets through. And it's going to be bases loaded for the Hillers. So hold on just a moment. This game not quite over yet. And now you got the third man in the lineup coming up, Trevor Hodney. Game-tying run at the plate. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike. I wonder if I thought I might have saw someone for Norwood warming up not too long ago, so they might have somebody ready to come in if he runs into any kind of struggle here. But there's strike two, 0-2. So Hodney falling behind in the count. Hodney 0 for 1 so far today. And there it is. Gets some with strike three, and that is going to wrap up this game. Norwood will take it by a final of 6-2. Norwood scores 6 runs on 9 hits, committing no errors. The Hillers have a bit of a rough one, 2 runs on 6 hits, and they commit 5 errors. Hiller errors are really the big thing in the game that allowed Norwood to extend a couple situations and grab some additional runs. But you got to give credit to Luke Walsh, the Norwood starter today, went all 7 innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 of which was earned, and struck out 8. So congratulations, Luke Walsh, on a nice complete game win for his Norwood Mustangs. But that is going to do it for our coverage here today. A big thank you to Denise Antaki for her award-winning camera work. And for everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time: Norwood defeats the Hillers 6-2. Hopkinton falls to 6-4. Norwood now improves to 5-3. We thank you for watching Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.